what you're saying though. It all makes sense to me. But when
That men cheat less than women.
I would not say that, but I
You're
will
saying
say
everything short of saying that you literally don't want to say. You don't want to admit it.
because I'll say this. I will say this. I can possibly see how the fact that men don't share what goes, on with them in their relationships the way that women will candidly share, hey, my man ain't shit. The reason why, women deal with ain't shit ass men or just be so willing to talk about it, that I
That
don't
part.
know in comparison to men. But I will say, yes, you're right. Men don't always share the fact that, yeah, my old lady cheated on me. That doesn't necessarily mean that women do it more just because men ain't talking about it.
That's exactly what it means. Because you stated that men cheat more because women say they do. You said that in the very beginning. And now you're trying to go back and renege on your argument. Okay, that's cool. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about this though. I lost my train of thought. No, hold on. All right. So you talked about women that leave their man, but how many women do you know? How many of your friends or women that you've seen on social media, whatever, have you seen be done dirty by a guy and stay with him, and then complain about him? Then they say, "Man ain't shit," because they stayed with that guy that ain't it. But in the actuality, it's what they put up with, not the man himself, because he can only do what she allows him to do.
Yeah.
And if she don't do it, then if she don't deal with it, if she will not allow herself to deal with it, then she won't deal with it.
Yeah.
And I have a counter argument to myself, but I was talking to somebody today about that, and they said, what about emotional manipulation? Because they could be emotionally manipulative and make the other party feel like they have to be in a relationship. So that's a good point. But I just don't feel, I don't know. Like, I don't think that that's a good enough reason to say why you should be in a relationship and cheat on somebody, or to. I mean, I feel like it is. It is a good enough reason because it does happen, and everyone doesn't have the emotional fortitude to push through, or the value of themselves to push through, because that person probably has chipped away at that foundation that is their self worth. But I don't think that it's that hard. I feel like it's a lot of also people they see potential in somebody and say, "Oh man, it was so good at this point, or it could be this good," and they want to work through that.
Yeah.
Because someone could say, "Oh, I'll be better, I'll be better, I'll be better," but they're never better. So I could see how that would make someone want to stay with somebody and then cheat, but I don't think that's a valid reason to cheat.
Yeah, no. When it comes to reasons to cheat, I mean, like I said earlier, I don't think there's a justifiable reason to cheat. Like whatever the reason is, whether you're going after emotional stuff, physical stuff, or just, your man ain't there or your woman ain't there and you just want to do what you do and act single, there is no way to justify it. But I will say this. The way that women and men approach dating is very different. Obviously, with just the way that society views men and women as a whole. But specifically in relation to women, how we typically view dating is, we'll go off potential. So I can't tell you how many times I've dated, a man or a woman, because I'm bisexual, and I'm going off just potential. So I'm looking at what they're showing me, but I'm also listening more heavily to what they're telling me. And I can't tell you how many times a girl would be like, "Oh, Keisha, like, I'm going to give you the world. I'm going to do this," or "Guy, I'm going to do that. I'm going to shower you with gifts. I'm going to do this." And I'm like hanging on to them words, and it never happened. So I can see in that scenario how you can kind of just get to a point where you're with someone who ultimately is showing you who they are, but they're telling you something different. And what they're telling you is keeping you around. As opposed to men, y'all don't go off potential.
We do go off potential.
Okay.
We go off the potential for the girl to throw that ass. That's the potential we go off of. But seriously, but I do agree that a lot of men don't go off potential, and the men that do have better relationships, because men don't think about the longevity of monogamy, and they only think of a year or two into the future, while women is thinking like into their 80s. They got their whole life planned out. And if they don't hit those milestones, then they upset. about what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, men is thinking about, okay, I can be with this girl 2 years. All right, 2 years, 2 4 years. All right, I need to marry this girl, and then they're thinking 2 4 years after that, and it's always in 2 4 year increments. Meanwhile, women, they already got everything planned, and if they're not hitting that, then they upset.
Mm-hmm.
So I will agree that women look more potential than men do, but also women have their preconceived notions, and the fairy tale industrial complex and the echo chamber sometimes that can both sides have echo chambers. Don't get me twisted, but that women have, and that it can sometimes. How many times have you heard or talked to a friend that says something toxic, but another woman never corrected her on it? They just say, "Yeah, girl, he shouldn't do this, that, and the other," instead of, "Girl, why you still with him? He ain't the one for you." You know what I'm saying? Like women will tell other women, like, he's not there for you to stay with him. How can you not see this,
Yeah.
sis?
And that's the difference between friends that'll tell you the truth and friends that'll just tell you what you want to hear. You know?
But the thing is, I've asked this to multiple women. They say it's because women get upset at that.
Oh hell yeah.
So that's the thing though. Like, so you said, oh, that's the thing between friends who can and can't, but it seems like a large percentage, I'm not gonna say how big because I don't know,
Yeah.
of women will get mad at you for telling them the truth rather than being happy you told them what you're really feeling and what they should do. And that's dump the bum. But
Yeah.
women don't want to dump a bum. They don't want to hear that you should dump a bum. I put 1 year into this guy, wasted 1 year. Well, you trying to waste 5 more years?
That part. But it's the part about it, and I guess y'all probably have a better time like just I don't know, thinking that way. But with women, if we're in a relationship and it's shitty, let's say I'm this friend, I'm the person that we're talking about, I'm the woman, and I'm in this relationship with this, person, man or woman, and all my homegirls are telling me, yo, Keisha, like, they ain't shit, you need to let them go. For one, there's a lot of reasons why I possibly wouldn't want to leave. For one, I don't want to risk not having this person. Two, because I don't let's say I might not have anything else to fall back on, meaning I might not have a life, so my life is devoted and wrapped around this person. Two, it might be some emotional dependency or just codependency going on there, another reason why I wouldn't want to leave. And three, a lot of the times when you kind of put the mirror up and show people exactly how they look, they don't like what they see and they'll take it out on you.